I'm much in sort of the same position as many INSEARCH students in that I did not get the qualifications that I needed to go to university. So I didn't go straight away. I had to go later when they would let me in because I was old, right? So as a mature student. So I did my degrees. I got 2 degrees, a teaching degree and an IT degree. And I got those in Wolverhampton in the UK. I mean, one of the big challenges for me is that in the IT industry, and it's kind of reflected in the audience here, but in the IT industry, the gender balance is around 70-30. So even in really big, amazing organizations like Amazon and Facebook and some of these really huge companies, that there is still only 30% of the workforce is women. And so getting the right kind of diversity, because it brings not only technical diversity but also cognitive diversity. So you bring that different, and you need that for innovation. So you need innovative thinking. You need a whole variety of different ways of thinking and demonstrating innovation. So that's a challenge across the whole sector, and particularly in the area of cybersecurity. I don't know if anybody is interested in the cybersecurity as a profession, which, by the way, is a very growing profession. So if you want a tip for a career to go into, cybersecurity is it. And certainly if you're female, a lot of the issues around cybersecurity are around about how people behave. So that lends itself very well. Ethical. Yeah, I mean there are clearly IT crosses the whole organisation. So will be a whole raft of ethical issues that we have to deal with around data privacy, for example. So there's a lot of work that we've done around data governance and IT security to really support data privacy. There's also, just in the everyday work life, you will have ethical issues around whether the organisation you are working for fits with your values, whether they do the wrong thing or whether people behave inappropriately. Absolutely. And then there are other things like, so for example, just in putting this session together, one of our values at INSEARCH is around diversity, cultural diversity. So when we were putting this panel together, we wanted to make sure that it was gender balanced and culturally balanced, right? So there's a whole raft of ethical issues, I guess, around those sorts of things. This is a great network that you've got here. Your alumni, all of the people that you study with. There are plenty of people that may help you on your way throughout the career. The IT industry is actually quite small. So for example, like I know every other CIO in education in Australia and New Zealand. It's quite a small industry. So developing that network in Australia is going to be, will give you the luck that you're looking for. I'm not. So that's the Australian Computer Society. I'm not, mainly because I'm just a bit lazy and I haven't got around to doing it. But I'm connected to other. So I was a member of the British Computer Society, which was really helpful. And I suspect that if I wasn't already well connected in Australia, the Australian Computer Society probably would be quite helpful. I think if you're looking for ways in which to expand your network, the Australian Computer Society would probably be a good way. And I understand that challenge. I would say as an employer, sometimes we put these things as ideally what we're looking for. But there's some flexibility. What we're looking for is really high caliber candidates. Probably the most important quality that you can learn in your degrees and whatever you do next is to learn how to learn and to be able to demonstrate that really well. So getting through the door, and we could probably, I know that we run sessions on developing the right CV and so on, so I know that we do that, and I'd be happy to participate in those to help you as an employer. But there are opportunities to get jobs. So I employ people here at INSEARCH. If you're studying at UTS, there'll be a Jobs on Campus program. I can't remember what it's called at UTS, but there will be a Jobs on Campus program. So in addition to getting some experience in the field, just show that you can work hard. Like if you get a job at McDonald's, get a job at Kentucky Fried Chicken, get a job, somewhere where you're actually showing some hard work. That's what we're looking for as employers. Are you prepared to put in the hard work, and are you prepared to learn? Do you have some of the skills? So if you provide the examples to show that you've got the skills, so you say, look, I've only got a year's worth of experience in the field, but I'm a hard worker. I've been doing all these other jobs. That speaks volumes to you as a candidate and to me as an employer. I'm a great believer in that. Innovation, we've all made lots of mistakes in order to get here. I think one of the great things about being a leader is that you will know that you will make more mistakes than anybody else. because that's the nature of the job. And people do make mistakes all the time, and it's actually necessary to fail if you want to be innovative, and we've done plenty of that. The important thing is that you own that mistake, that you learn from it, and that you do that quickly. I think your values play an important role here. I've once worked for an organisation, a bloke whose behaviour did not fit with my values, and ultimately I resigned. But you have to have that internal conversation with yourself. If something feels wrong, it probably is. So if it feels wrong, then then speak to some of your friends, the people that you trust, to say, look, hey, this happened, this situation happened, it made me feel really uncomfortable. What's your opinion on this? What do you think I should do? And seek some advice. Have a look to see whether there are codes of conduct. Usually, there may be some stated values. One of the worst and most difficult things to deal with is when there's an organisation who have these are their stated values and they're quite evidently not behaving in accordance with those values. So there are processes to follow, usually HR processes, but there are people that you should go and speak to, and ultimately you've got to stay in touch with your own values, be completely true to who you are, and not compromise that. And don't let anybody make you that way. Yeah. I would say just try something, just do something. If you're not sure, just do something that leans towards the things that you are interested in and enjoy. The amazing thing about the IT sector is there's so many opportunities, and what's the worst that can happen? You don't like it. It's a bit like getting your hair cut, right? If you get your hair cut and you don't like it, it'll just grow back, right? So just give something a go, and as you go, you will find whether it sits with you or it doesn't, and if it doesn't, there's generally going to be another opportunity. As Nathan says, getting that first job is actually the hardest bit. So show that you're hardworking, that you're willing, that you're keen to learn, and then other opportunities will come up. And also get in the driving seat of your own career, right? You're all you're not passengers. The only people who are going to really progress your career is you. So do that. Make sure you're looking out for opportunities as they come up, and move from one thing to the other. And career development can be moving sideways. I've moved sideways in my career, and down and up. So and from different sectors into other sectors. So just life is relatively long when it comes to working. So have a bit of a mooch about, see what interests you. And if you've got a good mentor too, so develop a good relationship with your boss. They can help mentor you. I think most people have had that experience if you've been working. They can help you and find opportunities for you. When I first started at Insert, I was blown away by the amazing talent that we had, including the people on the panel here. So the amazing talent we've got in Insert, and probably a standout in terms of moving from one area to the other was probably Glenn, would you say? So Glenn was a junior web developer, and he is now an agile project manager, and he made that switch in 1 year, less than a year, because he stayed engaged with the things that he was interested in. So he was doing one thing but started to research agile project management methodology, and he started doing his own kind of learning around that, and so this kind of came flushing through in some of the experiences that we